Hi guys, so first of all, I hope you all had as good a Christmas as you possibly could have had. I was actually going to do a video either Christmas Day or in fact yesterday, but I said I'd leave it off and just let people, get on with everything before, thinking about it. Because I get that my videos aren't the most positive, but I'm trying to get them there, slowly by slowly. Um, but I have been asked by a few people, when I was doing the next video and things like that. I think you can tell by the way the page has gone and by the way the videos have gone the last, say, week or two that things haven't been the best for me, but um, that is life, I'm kind of used to it at this stage. It kind of comes and goes. So yeah, but I just kind of want to talk about Christmas today and kind of hit more on the social media side of things, in particular, say, Facebook. Um, People, when they put up all their presents and stuff. Um, And obviously delighted that they got so many presents and stuff like that. But the one thing I would say is don't, be bragging to people about it or, be asking people, look, oh, what did you get, this and that, because some people, don't talk to their families for whatever reason. They didn't get many presents, whatever. It's not even about the presents. For the people who don't get presents, it's not at all about the presents. It's about the fact that there's no one there for them. I know that myself, and sometimes it does bother me, but you know, uh, you get over it. I'm used to it myself at this time, but it could be someone's first Christmas like that. It could be someone's 10th Christmas like that. They're just not used to it. So I would just say, don't be kind of asking everyone, oh, what you get, this and that, because you don't quite know. And some people do get very, it does seem to be a time of year where people seem to get more upset than they usually would be. Um, so I would just say, again, like, just kind of, especially watch what you say to people, because you could say something joking or you could say something mean in the heat of a moment that you don't really mean. And people who, because of the time of year, because they get sad, because something happened to them at this time of year or anything like that, they they'll take it more seriously, more to heart and stuff like that. And it's a difficult time of year for a lot of people. People who've lost people who are just on their own, and they see people with their families and stuff like that. And sometimes it's very difficult for these people, to enjoy Christmas or in fact the New Year, which is also coming up, because there's a constant reminder almost that yeah, look, you are alone, but nobody is ever fully alone, and there's always someone who's in maybe not the exact situation, obviously, but the same circumstances with a different situation. And what I mean by that is myself and someone else could be completely alone Christmas, um, but the circumstances of the why uh, completely different from me because they don't talk to much of my family that often, and they could have say lost their family. It's a completely different kind of set of circumstances. The other thing too is people on Facebook and stuff, and I touched on this the last day a little bit. When you put up so many presents that you got, people do get a lot of presents at this time, and people who obviously have bigger families get more and more and more, but they also have to give more. You see, uh, but the people who get treated by their girlfriends or whatever. Um, People who are at home might have just broken up with someone, might just be completely alone. They're looking at it, and it is, and that's why I say stay off Facebook. Don't be going on it as much as you can if you're not ready for it. Um, what's the best way to describe it is, for example, my Facebook now is just to promote these videos and also to just basically speak about football. And that's it. I don't put up my personal stuff. I don't put up, Happy Christmas. I don't put up, what I did for Christmas, what I'm doing every day. I don't kind of do that. Um, you see people feel the pressure to be happy. And on social media, you put up inspirational quotes, because anything else is negative, and you'll be given for it. In fact, only on the page a couple of weeks ago did someone say that they got depressed to listen to me because I'm depressing. Um, Someone was making comments on the page and stuff like that. Whatever, it doesn't bother me. I'm kind of used to that. I've always had people who would always kind of say stuff to me. I'm used to it, as I say. I've never been shying away from it or anything like that. I'm in fact depressed, and I have no problem admitting that to anyone. Um, but some people, as I say, Facebook can be a very difficult place. Twitter is the same. But I think unless you're really, really famous, that Twitter isn't so bad. But certainly Facebook, people expect you to put up positive. Instagram, positive posts. All has to be positive, has to be positive. If you put up a negative post, suddenly you've got 10 text messages asking you alright, and stuff like this. And you just don't want to deal with that. People think you're looking for attention. You're not. You're just looking for a way to vent, a way to get everything off your chest. And sometimes, as I say, it's easier for me to talk to this camera and get stuff off my chest than to sit down and talk to a person. It's easier for me to put stuff up in my Snapchat story than to talk to a person or text a person. People text me saying, all right, you appreciate it, but you don't want to talk to them. So you look ungrateful then, and you actually feel worse and worse and worse about it. But Facebook, I think people feel the need on social media in general to be happy. You have to portray this lifestyle that you're always happy, you're good. Sure, you went through tough parts, but you're over it, And also, it's okay to be happy for a week or two and then go back, one of the things I think anyone who was with me on Snapchat, I shared a thing that was the worst thing about depression is no matter how many good things happen to you, you still have depression. And that's such a true saying because you could be happy for 2 weeks, could be happy for a month, and all of a sudden, gone, and you can get down so easily, and you could have. And that makes you get worse because you're like, oh, I've been happy for 2 weeks and nothing major has happened. I just really got down for some reason. And that can be tough to deal with. And people talk to me and people actually come up to me in the street, a couple of people. No, they'll probably think I'm specifically talking about them, but I've had a similar conversation with a lot of people that they're going through the exact same thing and the videos and this and that. And I've advised all of them to text me if they ever get down. And they'll text someone because, as I say, I went about 4 or 5 years without even acknowledging the fact that I was depressed. And it did set me back, and I'm only starting to recover it now. But like I said, sorry, I keep jumping, I know, but these videos are all kind of done from the heart, so it's hard to stay on a point sometimes when I kind of just use my thread of thought. But the Facebook thing, yeah. And people like to portray how good off they are. People will, if they're out in a group of people who go to a restaurant, they'll buy it. People who are struggling, I find, will buy like a more expensive thing because it seems that Snapchat streaks, Instagram likes, Facebook likes, Facebook acceptance, followers on Twitter, followers on Instagram, all that kind of stuff, shares and stuff like that on Facebook are more important than everyday things. Like, it's more important to be seen to have money than to actually have money. You could be struggling, but you'll spend your last tenner out in public to be like, oh yeah, that he's fine, he's got lots of money, it's fine. Or to put up a happy post when the second you turn off that camera, you start crying into your pillows because you're tired of putting on a mask over yourself, basically pretending to society that you're happy. I've gotten over that phase. I don't do that anymore. When I'm out in public, people notice when I'm down. So I'm more transparent now than I ever was, but some people still feel the need to, and I get why they do it because they don't want to deal with all the questions. But it just makes it worse because then when you get home, you're thinking to yourself, why am I doing that? Who am I protecting? And you're trying to protect yourself, but you're also, you just don't want to let people know. You don't want to let people in as much as you do. And it's hard to explain to people who have depression, who don't want to be about that. You want people to know, but then you don't. You want help, but you don't want to let people know that you're feeling like this because you do feel vulnerable, you do feel weak. And, when I text people or whatever, for example, my grandparents who don't understand a lot about it, it's not their fault. But you do feel embarrassed as well, it's an embarrassing thing, or it certainly feels that way. But yeah, I just think that we portray the lives that we want to lead on social media, and it's really making us feel worse about ourselves because this is what we want to do and this is reality. And in fact, it's not even possible to live the life you lead on social media because if you had all that money, if you had all those friends, if you had all that fame that you have on social media, you would still have moments in your life where you're sad. So that's what I would say. Um, you know, that's it really. That's all I have to kind of say on this video. I just want to wish everyone a happy new year, and hopefully things do improve for everyone who's depressed. Hopefully for those that aren't, you never get to understand that feeling, because I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I'm going to click off with this video for now. Hopefully I will be doing one soon. I'll also get back to the page. I'll be doing that more frequently now as well. Thanks for your patience with that. And as I say, look, like, share, subscribe. If it really helps you, perfect. If it doesn't, that's okay too, So thanks guys. As I said, I hope you had a good Christmas and have a good New Year.